on today's episode of Anime Afterthought Black Clover, episode 154 of Vice Captain Langris Vaude. Now, by judging by last week's preview, it's kind of hard to discern what direction they're going to take this episode in. Knew for a fact it was going to be with Langris and Yuno, but other than that, was it some kind of establishing episode where maybe they'll actually form a rivalry, or was it once again Langris falling back on his not so noble ways? But I have to say, today's episode actually makes sense, especially in terms of character development for Langris. I mean, let's face it, his nobility is so ingrained into his personality that there is no way at this point in the story that he would be able to admit his weaknesses. So this sparring session with the added promise of leaving the Golden Dawn is just a facade. This whole show is being put on so he can circumvent what to him would probably means, you know, admitting defeat. But at least we now know, even if he can't admit it, he is aware of his weaknesses. And in terms of his overall character, this is a step in the right direction. I mean, baby steps, but baby steps in the right direction. Not only that, it makes sense that he actually picked Yuno. Not only has he matched Langris's rank in the span of only 1 year, there's actually meaning behind that power. We saw in a little flashback where Langris confronted Yuno in front of his brother and Asta. Yuno's goal of becoming Wizard King has been established. And if there is any kind of rivalry established, we can find roots in this scene. I mean, he's literally saying, my next stepping stone is becoming captain of the Golden Dawn and then Wizard King, completely overlooking Langris. I mean, you could see, you know, how this is affecting Langris currently. So yes, going into this episode, I saw one of two possibilities. Like I said, establishing rivalry or calling him out. I wasn't as shocked as the other members of Golden Dawn. But yes, once the fight got underway, I think any viewer can tell that Langris was pulling his punches. This wasn't the downright spatial killer we saw in his battle versus Finral. Like, there was no power behind his punch, so to speak. I do want to call it the fact that if anyone was going to go run and tell Papa William, of course it's gonna be Alec-Dora. But yes, right off the bat, as we see Yuno and Langris going at it, Yuno is well aware that Langris is pulling his punches. I mean, some of the moves didn't even make sense. How could you block 3 of the 4 attacks using spatial magic, but let the last one slip? I'm not 100% sure how the fuck that works. I mean, you just cleaved a fucking mountain, so what are you doing? So at this point, we can all tell that this dude is taking a dive, but Yuno, being the stickler that he is probably using this opportunity not to showcase his power, but to fucking train, to fight, to improve. Taking this opportunity seriously to the point where he's like calling out Langris's shit. Like, dude, I know you're not fucking trying. You're way more powerful than this. I've fucking seen it. Get your fucking shit together. And this is where the battle really kicks into overdrive. Langris is serious, so much so in fact that he is actually recalling powers used by the elf that possessed him, the automatic defensive spell. Plus, we're seeing a return of that badass move that he used against Finral, you know, in the fucking battle for the Royal Knights. Like, I mean, it's this awe-inspiring thing, and you can tell the dude is powerful. I mean, Yuno has to unleash Spirit Dive. Not only that, but the spatial magic is actually able to keep up with it, even with him using Monozone, followed by Spirit's Hushed Dance, where he literally is dancing around these spells. Like, it still impacts. I mean, there's a hit. We even see him unleash that fucking awesome, like, laser beam move, fucking Spirit Storm. Like, it's a knockout, badass battle. And, like, once it looks like Langris has this upper hand and the spatial magic has completely enveloped Yuno, I was shocked. You know, so much so that I was, you know, taken aback that we actually saw Yuno use an after image technique. Like, holy shit. Like, that's fucking badass. And just to see him literally fucking go behind, slip through the automatic defensive spell and get, you know, the Spirit of Zephyr on him, like, holy shit. So it seems even given it is all, Langris is still no match for Yuno. And in the end, he got exactly what he wanted. But Yuno is not having this shit. Not only calling out the fact that, hey, you weren't even being serious in the beginning, I know for a fact you wanted to fucking lose. If you would have took this match seriously, honestly, from the beginning, there might have been a different outcome, but you didn't. And much to Langris's surprise, there's still some acceptance coming from a guy he was treated like shit since day one. Yuno wants a rematch, so maybe this episode is trying to establish a future rivalry between these two. But like I said, this was his easy out. Without admitting his weakness or asking others for help, it's basically time for him to leave the Golden Dawn. Even William knew what was going on. I mean, you even saw him hold back Alcdora early on. But yes, William has given Langris his blessing to leave, and it looks like Langris is going to go off and train. You know, not before saying goodbye to Miss Finesse, as well as his brother who's just popping in to, you know, say goodbye, because he's off to train as well. I do have to point out that Miss Finesse is actually pretty smart. She is well aware of the fact that not only did he just quit the Golden Dawn or basically take a hiatus from it, but due to Finrail actually popping by and saying hello, she knows something's up. She goes, well, with Finrail training and the Golden Dawn getting ready, like, is there another big battle around the corner? Like, she ain't no dum-dum. She ain't no dum-dum. But like I said, Langris's farewell, but also establishing that Finrail has to work for Finesse's, you know, affection. Like, I haven't given you my approval yet. You have to, you know, earn that. Prove to me that you're a man that can make her happy. Once again, circumventing what he really feels inside. Like, he can't say, like, I actually, you know, I ship you two. He just literally can't say it. That just this hierarchy of nobility is so ingrained in him that he can't admit his, you know, his true emotions, his true feelings. But I gotta say, I'm super excited to see where his training will land him. The dude's magic is OP. I mean, he's of noble blood, so he has some mana. Not to mention, maybe there is some residual effects from the people that were possessed by the elves. We see that Charlotte is trying to achieve the red rose, and we see that Langris actually still has some leftover, I don't know, the feeling, the presence, just the innate ability to summon some of the moves that he himself couldn't do, but the elf could. Like, maybe this is like a Saiyan body type effect where once they achieve a certain level, they can achieve that again. But yeah, I want to see where his training lands him. I want to know how powerful this motherfucking can get, and I want to see them establish more of a rivalry between him and Yuno. I think that would be really fucking interesting to watch. Rounding out today's episode though, it looks like we're finally going to move on to the Heart Kingdom and get the 5 Spirit Guardians trained. I mean, everyone is looking like they're getting ready to go. Charmy is feeding Asta and Noelle, who is literally, looks like she's on death's door. Like, I know I've overeaten too, so you get to the point where you're just gonna fucking lose it. Gordon, it looks like he is returning home even though no one else fucking noticed. Like, I felt so bad for him. Like, is no one gonna say goodbye? And even as he walks past, you know, the incoming Magna and Luck, they're like, did someone watch past? Like, no, you're imagining things. Like, dude, he's your bro. Like, that's kind of fucked up, man. But yeah, Magna has gotten approval from Julius, so it looks like, you know, our key players, Luck, Magna, Asta, and Noelle will be heading to the Heart Kingdom to train. And I gotta say, one, that's badass as shit, and I loved the fact that they focused on Noelle and her overall just enthusiastic determination and just resolve to train, to get stronger, to take down the fucking devil that killed her mother, Megicula. Like, I just can't fucking wait. Like, these episodes are getting good, and you can tell that they're actually more related to, you know, the supposed upcoming, you know, this is where we leave off, right? The 6-month time skip. This was supposed to be all the training shit. Like, oh, I'm getting ready. I'm so fucking ready for the Spade Kingdom. I can't wait. Yes, the Petit Clover was very funny. We got to see, you know, some nice involvement between William and Langris, and hey man, if you're quitting the Golden Dawn, got a lot of other jobs for you to do. You can go ahead and be the cook. You can clean up. Hell, you can even take care of the animals. But the preview is where it's at. We actually see them using rune magic. Like, there's little runes they're trying to make, and it look like Magna is having issue where Luck is just instantly able to fucking do it. Like, that's badass. But I also see that maybe we're getting another Guardian, maybe the one that was training Noelle. Like I said, we're just getting bits and pieces, but I'm overly fucking excited. Like, Spade War is right around the corner, and I cannot fucking wait. So with all that being said and more Black Clover next week, I honestly cannot wait for future episodes.